and travel. Today we're going to be meeting with Cindy, and Cindy works with Norwegian Cruise Line, and she's going to be talking to us about a lot of great information. And it went a little bit longer than we had planned on it going. There's so much great content there though. So what we decided to do is to break it up. So if you put your cursor or your finger along the bottom bar, you will see a black screen, and that black screen will differentiate between all the different sections on this video. So the first one is going to be talking about their global destinations. So it's going to be highlighting where they sail, some exciting things that they do in that section, and how one area, they are the only one that sails to that area exclusively. And then the next section is going to be talking about their freestyle experience. And what that basically is just talking about how they have no set dinner times, no set formal nights, anything like that, but she'll go into a lot more detail than I just did. The next section is going to be talking about the investments to their cruise line. So not just about the refurbishments of the ships to update them, to do all that stuff, but how they're responding to COVID-19 as well, and the exciting things that they're doing to make cruising safer for you. The last section is the section you don't want to miss. And that section is talking about some promos and how there's an exclusive promo just for you for watching this video. So if you don't get a chance to watch the whole thing, that's totally okay, I understand. But make sure you skip to the end so that you can see that promo that's just for you. Thank you so much and enjoy this week's show.
Hello everyone, hello, welcome to this video with the wonderful Kathleen Penner. This is Cindy Girard from Norwegian Cruise Line. I've been working for Norwegian for approximately 18 months now, and I'm actually the privileged contact for Kathleen at Norwegian. And we had an idea today. We thought it would be amazing if we could actually do this video so you can find out more about who is Norwegian. Hi Kathleen, how are you doing?
Great. Yes. Thank you for joining me today. It's awesome to have you here.
That's wonderful. We have a great partnerships with actually all travel partners. Travel agents are really the best way to ensure that your next vacation is going to be the best. They take good care of you, and that's all what you have to think about. We have great relationships with them. They are aware of what's going on, the best promotions for you. So just keep here, hang tight, and check this very first video.
Wonderful.
Do you want to dance, Kathleen? Do you want to dance your move your shoulders? Here you go. So I hope you enjoyed this video. So I think that Kathleen, you have a few words actually for our viewers today.
I do, yes. I wanted to welcome you all to this video. And this video is going to be with Norwegian Cruise Line. And this is our BDM. And who our BDM is, that stands for Business Development Manager. And basically, she is our liaison in between us and the cruise line. So if there's ever any issues, anything that needs to be straightened out when you're in transit, I have this connection that gets straight to the ship and get things dealt with fast. So it's wonderful that she knows her brand inside and out. So today she's going to be talking to us about Norwegian Cruise Line, and we're just going to be going over general overview and looking at some awesome itineraries that are there.
Thank you. Yes, indeed. So we really wanted to work together to provide you more information. I know there's a lot of things that you can actually see all around when you want to go on vacation. Should I go to a hotel? Should I go to a cruise? Go on a cruise. And you are wondering sometimes actually which one could be the one for me. In the same fashion than a hotel, cruise ships may be a little bit different. They might have like different activities. The layout may be a little bit different. And sometimes you're like, I don't know which one to pick up. So this is when first you know for sure you need actually a travel advisor, just like Kathleen. But that's why we made this video today. So this is not really to let you know everything we do and you just decide. It's more about to focus on differences, because what we want at Norwegian and what Kathleen wants for you is that you get the experience of a lifetime when you're going on your vacation, because we are sure that this product, this vacation is the one you want. And that's what is very, very important. So first, I'm going to start actually talking about where we are going, right? A cruise ship has this wonderful thing compared to a hotel, is that instead of just staying for a whole week in the very same place, and you can pretty much travel in a very restricted area around that hotel, a cruise ship can go to different places, if not different countries, in the very same week. And basically, your hotel is traveling instead of you at night when you sleep. So this is the wonderful thing. You literally wake up in a different destination every day. So this is where you can make the best of your vacation with the less travel involved. No stress about waking up early, about catching a transfer, will they show up, going to the next airport, will the plane be taking off. You don't have to think about it. Your ship is just going somewhere else. And as well, compared to a regular standard hotel stay, when sometimes the weather can actually be a big question mark. If your flight is canceled to Cancun and that's over, no more hotels, with us we can change the itinerary if necessary, if the weather is changing. So we are sure that we can go somewhere when the sunshine, you have plenty of sunshine, hey, wink wink, and ensure that you get still the best vacation ever. This is the great thing that you have with a cruise line like us.
I always say you unpack once and you're done. You can travel the world and just unpack once. It's awesome.
Absolutely, absolutely. So here, this is where we're going. So first, good news, we're going everywhere in the world. So whatever your dream vacation, are you willing to go to Europe? Are you willing to go to Asia? Are you willing to go to South America? We are here to bring the best vacation for you. We go, hold tight, we go to 450 ports worldwide. So this is just amazing. 16 different regions, and we offer actually some cruises from 3 days to actually like over 20 days. So it means like even longer. This is what we call extraordinary journeys. So depending of your availability, how many vacation days you manage to get off work, because we know sometimes it can be a bit challenging, right? You will have opportunity to find the right one. As well, we are bookable a very, very long time in advance. Like right now, so we are June 2nd, 2020, you can book up to 2023. Yes, you can. So you really can plan ahead. And we have flexible cancellation policy. We have full refundable deposits up to final payment date. So this is a lot of things that enable you to plan at no risk. This is very,
And
very
wait
important.
till the last minute to book, because if you wait till the last minute, you're not going to get your choice of the rooms that you want in the best areas. So book early, lock in on that great price, and it's awesome.
Absolutely. This is a reality. That's a very good point, Kathleen. It's like when you go on a cruise ship, but just like all of our hotels, to be honest, you have a certain count of rooms and lots of people willing to go. So the longer you're going to wait, the higher is going to be the risk for you to not find the availability and or the best price in accordance to your own budget. So basically, the earlier you prepare, the more options you have. And I do it myself. For example, sometimes I book a couple of different hotels, couple of different cruises, because I want to think about it later. I just say, there's a great deal today. I want to be sure I won't be missing it. So I just secure my mind. If there's other concerns coming up in the next month, that's fine. We just cancel, no problem. So we're going everywhere in the world, but of course there are some destinations where truly you want to go with us. And I'm going to tell you why. First, first of all, Alaska. So I know we are in Canada, so I know how the winters are. I was born and raised in France. I can tell you that my first winter in Canada 4 years ago was pretty rough. I was not expecting that. But now I'm used to it. And there's something I have to say that I found in Canada you would be able to find in Alaska as well, is just the natural beauties. Alaska, if not already, should be on your bucket list. It's a wonderful destination, like breathtaking sceneries. And the fact is, this is this kind of regions in the world where if you want to have the best and see the best of it, you need to be on a ship. You can't go by land. You can't really go everywhere unless you can rent a private plane. Good for you, if that's the case. But yeah, as you can see on this picture here, that's what the beautiful Norwegian Joy. This is the kind of places you can go and enjoy only on the cruise ship. And if you didn't know, some of our ships, like the Joy, but as well the Bliss, the Encore, they have been built in the last couple of years, so brand new, and they've been built to actually discover and explore those destinations with those amazing sceneries. We have something called observation lounge. You have to imagine the room where you are sitting now. There's no walls at all. Instead, you have floor to ceiling windows that enable you to see all over 180 degrees. So that's exactly what we're talking about.
Wow.
So we have three ships, actually, no, not three ships, three departure ports, my apologies. Seattle, Vancouver, so you can depart from Canada, and Seaward. So depending of your flexibility, if you want to go duty free before, before you travel, you can definitely go for it. We have some tours, so you have some package tours where that would include a pre or a post stay to explore more into the lands of Alaska as well. Now let's talk about Caribbean, how you can think about cruising without straight away thinking about those crystal blue waters of Caribbeans, maybe a few cocktails as well. I remember my first stay in Caribbean's Dominican Republic with these wonderful cocktails. I had a few of them, I have to say, at this time. So here,
Vacation.
and you need to drink with moderation. Indeed. So basically, we have 12 ships and 8 departure ports, so lots of flexibility. So you can depart from indeed US, like Miami, New Orleans, New York, Orlando. I've been myself actually to Caribbean. I was just I went on Christmas, my last Christmas, on the getaway from New Orleans, and I absolutely adored it. I've never been to New Orleans. It was another destination in my bucket list actually, and I could combine both. It was amazing. So I stayed a couple of days before and a couple of days after, what you can do with us to explore the city. So there was no stress, no rush on the day of arrival, and there was no stress, no rush on the day of return. I just enjoy my stay there. But you can as well leave from Panama City, San Juan, and couple of options as well. So lots of different lengths as well. Do you want to go for a short trip? Do you want to go for longer ones? Definitely you can choose to go with us. As well, Europe. Yes, I know. I'm a proud European, and I love that Canada loves so much Europe. There's so much you can go for. There's the classic Mediterranean, something new. If you have ever traveled with us in Mediterranean before, we have introduced for the first time Athens this year as a port of departures, which is amazing. But you can go from Barcelona, Dubai, Lisbon, London, Rome, Venice, Istanbul. So once again, it's the best way to combine both about port of departures and the actual cruise. So that's for the Mediterranean. can go, of course, to Northern Europe, especially in summer. This is absolutely beautiful. It's not because it's in the north that it's cold. And we come from Canada. You're not scared about it anyway. So we can explore the Baltics in particular. We have wonderful UK and Ireland tour. I lived in UK for 4 years as well, and I miss it dearly. You can actually have even this whole itinerary going up to Iceland. So it's just amazing. We've been the Europe's leading cruise line for 12 years in a row, so there's a reason for it. And as well, we will have over there the brand new refurbished Norwegian Spirit. So if you've been on that one before, she has just been entirely refurbished a few months ago, and she's now cruising to Greece and Turkey.
Awesome.
Now, my favorite one. Isn't it yours as well, Kathleen? I
Yeah,
think it is, huh?
definitely where I want to go. Yep.
Okay, I defy you to tell me this is not on your bucket list if you've never been to Hawaii. I'm ready to take the bet here. So Hawaii, indeed. So we have a very particular scenario here. We have one ship, the Pride of America. She's staying 365 days around Hawaii. She never leaves those waters, and that enables us to have wonderful itinerary to from and returning to Honolulu, which means that you can fly direct. Maybe you actually have checked already some information about going to Hawaii on the cruise before, and some of the cruise lines may actually depart from, for example, Vancouver or Seattle, which means or Los Angeles, so West Coast. It means basically like 3, sometimes 4 days at sea before eventually
Yeah.
you reach Hawaii. So
She left from LAX, and it was ended up being a 15-day cruise, but 8 of them were just at sea. So you really want to explore the area when you go instead of just, spending so long at sea. It's incredible. I think I would want to take one that just leaves from the islands. It would be perfect.
absolutely. So this is all about how much time you have and what you want to make with it. So here we offer you the possibility to fly directly to Honolulu, get on your cruise for 7 days, and do not 2 or 3, but 4 islands. And we are the only one to do that. 4 islands in 7 days with 2 overnights. I once again defy you to find a better itinerary. This is not possible. So those 4 days you're going to save from actually the pre, post, etc. You're going actually to spend them if you want for stay directly in the city, for example. And so regarding travel time, this is wonderful. We've been voted best Hawaii itinerary for 14 years in a row, right? So it's just wonderful. It's all about it's basically you have a new city every day when you wake up. And Hawaii, just like Alaska, it's the same. If you want to see some part of those beautiful islands, you have to be on the ship. There's no other solutions unless you want a helicopter, just like Jurassic Park. If you didn't know, actually, that's I always refer to it. It's one of my favorite movie of all time. So the very first genuine Jurassic Park, if you remember one of the very first scenes when those guys they're in the helicopter going down a waterfall, shaking a little bit there. It's actually they say in the movie it's Costa Rica. No, it was actually shot here in Hawaii. So this is the kind of sceneries you can expect. There's actually some excursions to that place if you want. If you're like me, you're a movie fan and you want actually to reenact this amazing one.
Yeah.
So finally, the last destinations I wanted to talk about, it's what we call extraordinary journeys. This is something we have introduced this year. This is typically the longer itineraries we have to offer, 9+ days and or repositioning cruise. So if you didn't know, most of the cruise lines like us, we have some ships, but the ships, except the Pride of America, they don't stay in the very same area of the world for the whole year. They tend to move. They stay like maybe 5, 6, 7 months in one area, and they move to another one. So they stay the summer somewhere and the winter another one, typically, right? So for example, one of our ship could be in the Caribbean during winter. We love warmth, but when it's about time to move to summer and Alaska, for example, because we go there from April to October only. So she's going to be what we call reposition. So there's going to be one cruise, one itinerary, very unique when we are going to move the ship. And we thought, why not having guests on board? Because we're going to stop in some other ports than when usually. For example, going to Canal of Panama, for example, which is an amazing experience. So here that's going to be, for example, Africa, Asia, transatlantics, of course, who has never dreamed about doing a transatlantic once. And we have introduced for the first time Antarctica this year, and you will be able to go from next year in the very beginning of the year. So if you are actually an experienced cruiser and you've seen pretty much everything that everybody else has done already, you should definitely ask Kathleen about those extraordinary journeys. That's once again a way to have a different experience.
And repositioning cruises are an incredible value. They are phenomenally good priced, and you get to see such wonderful things too.
Absolutely. So now let's talk about shore excursions briefly. So yes, basically the great thing with a cruise ship, as I said, with a cruise, is that you're going to wake up in a new city every day almost. So that enables you to visit, have a first glimpse on each destination. That's great if you want to have, like, for example, just the must see, must do in one single day, and maybe in the end of the day say, I've done 4 countries, 5 countries in the course of a week in Mediterranean. My best souvenir remains Turkey. I want to come back later, maybe spend a week there. So that's as well a great thing with a cruise. You will be able to have a peek in each destination. And most of them, for example, in Europe, you're going to be in a port quite close to the city you want to visit. We are going to arrange excursions for you. So we're going to have a lot of different themes, lots of different itineraries. You're going lots of choices depending on what you like doing, right? You can have the very, very classic things, I should say, like visiting the cities, the bus tours. You could have like culinary tours. You could have even like some excursions where you are going to places to make the best selfies. I'm not kidding. We do that. You have the dolphins, meeting with dolphins, whale watching, snorkeling, just a beach day if you want. There's a lot of different options. So just talk to Kathleen how to arrange that depending of just how you like your vacations.
Make it personalized for you.
Exactly. That's the idea. That's the wonderful thing. That's a great word you just used, Kathleen. You personalize your stay. That's what the cruise is good for. Now I'm going to talk about something very proper to Norwegian. This is the freestyle experience. So basically, it's a very, very simple concept, but lots of cruise lines, you may have heard of it, they actually have some rules, right? When you're on board. One of them says in particular that for dining, they would assign you a dining time for the whole cruise. So it means every night they're going to tell you you need to be at this restaurant, this table at that time, and you don't have really choices. Why? It's because for a very long time, the cruise ships were built quite small. This is why you see bigger and bigger ships, but they were quite small. So it means like limited capacities for the public areas, including behind the scene. So they had to ensure that just like in the restaurants in your city center, in your town, they have actually limited capacity per half an hour, hour of service. Us, we do things a little bit different. The way we have built and thought about our ships, because they are all the most recent ships, we have built them big enough to offer as many dining options there was needed for you to not be booked in advance. You have the freedom to choose where you want to dine and at what time. And you don't even need to actually book before your cruise if you don't want to, because we have on some of our ships up to 26 dining options, which means that clients, guests would actually naturally spread all over the ships to ensure there's a very good rolling between the guests, and you don't have to wait a very little time, and ensure that if one day you want to go to the main dining room and enjoy a classic New York steak, you can go there. If you would like to go to a specialty restaurants and have Italian dinner, you can as well. Let's go there. So no assigned dining time and no places assigned as well. That's important if you're like me, if you are freestyle, if you want, you never know. I don't know at what time tonight I'm going to eat. I never eat at the same time, and I don't know what I am going to eat, most importantly. You may go on an excursions and you want to go to your cabin and just relax and have a little nap before your dinner, or just go and enjoy the swimming pool before it. So
And you don't have to time it around your shows. You can just go and enjoy yourself.
absolutely, that's a very good point. We have some shows, and some of them would be bookable for 7:30, some other at 10 p.m. So
Mhm.
which one you want to go and when do you want to eat? That's the other question. So
Exactly.
this
You
is
don't have
why
to
here that's very important. Think about it if you want to go on a cruise. That can give you a total different approach on your experience. I have experienced both options, and I have to say the freestyle is definitely for me.
Mhm.
The only way, the other way as well is that you get dressed as you like. If you want to go up or if you want to go casual on board, you are welcome.
Mhm.
Some cruise lines actually may ask you, especially you gentlemen, to wear a jacket and a tie during the dining time, or just to go a little bit up indeed. Us, you just come as you like. If you want to go casual, you absolutely can. I'm not saying you can go wearing just a swimsuit at the restaurant, but though next to the swimming barbecue, it's fine. But
Yeah.
here you would get actually you can go as you like, right? Jeans are welcome. It's absolutely fine. And we have both on board. We have at night you can see some ladies with their beautiful and very fashionable evening gown, and some other they just go like as I said in jeans with a little t-shirt. That's
Mhm.
fine. You are on vacation. We think you should go as you like.
Absolutely. Sounds great.
So, so as well with dining, so there's two kind of dinings you have on board, very common to cruise ships in general. It's either you're going to get complimentary dining. So those options they are included in. You can go for free with all of them, no matter what, at any time during your cruise. Those dining options will always be included, no matter what is the price, the promotion you have paid for. So for example, you can see you would have main dining rooms. So those you can go for breakfast, for lunch, and for dinner. So this is sitting area where you would get a menu. Half of it actually is changed every day, so you ensure it's going to be renewed. You don't eat the same thing every day. And those you would get as well a buffet. So this is called the Garden Cafe or the Cross of Fleet. This one is open straight away as you get on board the ship. So you can start doing my favorite thing on vacation straight away.
Yeah. Start eating.
Buffet have the great options because you can find a very, very big variety of dining options. Same breakfast, lunch, dinner. This is open pretty much all day. So even for the afternoon craves, you can go for it. Solely on Norwegian as well, the local that you can find under the name of Oceans on some of our ships. So this is on all of our ships. This is a free 24/7 dining options. So this is a pub like where you would find typically wings, and believe me, they are the best you ever had. Those are completely free, 24 hours a day. You can easily have 50 of those every day. This kind of pub food like fries, burgers, tacos. Where it's coming from is just, you know what, a very long time ago, one of our director was on one of our cruise and just had a crave in the middle of the night. You know, that can happen, especially us from Canada. If you travel to Mediterranean, to Asia, there's this wonderful thing called time difference and jet lag, which makes you hungry when everything is closed. That's a way that you are sure you don't have to just wait or just fulfill your fridge in your cabin until the next morning just in case. Here you can have hot and cold options at any time. We have as well outdoor options, as I said. So we have something called the waterfront where you can have seating dining up at night and enjoy the view. So that is complementary. Then you have specialty dining. So those places are by concept smaller places, smaller restaurants. They come at an extra charge. Depending of the price and offer you have selected, those you can have a package with 2, 3, 4, depending of the cruise length, dining included already, or you can go completely a la carte. So this specialty dining, the experience going to be way much more enhanced. So if you are craving for a steakhouse, for seafood, for Italian, for Brazilian barbecue, one of my favorite ever, teppanyakis, Mexican, American diner, Starbucks. We do have Starbucks guy on board. That's where you should go for. So smaller places, but the cuisine is just amazing. Sometimes you even have a show. You have those chefs cooking in front of you. So those are amazing.
Yeah, that
So
looks
here,
good.
you some of the seats are available to book in advance. Not all of them, because of the freestyle. We want to ensure that most of the seats would be open when eventually you go on a cruise, so they would be bookable at the last minute. This is
Mhm.
experience. I've been forced as a rep to basically experience those dining. Dear, the French restaurant. Oh my God. Best rack of lamb in my life. And I am French and I'm super picky about the food, believe me. And this one was just amazing. So romantic dinner, family dinner, you can definitely go for those ones. All right, so now activities. Of course, you may have during your cruise some days at sea. You know, when we travel from a point A, it can happen. It takes a little bit of time, so you may have days at sea, or just maybe we're going to stop in one city. You're not maybe interested. That can happen, and you just want to enjoy relaxing time on the ship when everybody's offshore. So basically, activities, we have all kind of activities. Whatever you are, whoever you are, if you are a relaxed vacationer, if you are an active one, you will find the thing for you. If you are a kid, if you are an adult, you will find whatever you'd like. And this picture you see here on the screen, it's true. You have on some of our ships go-kart. We call it speedway. It's going 50 kilometers an hour. This is environment friendly because that's basically an electric engine, but we have made it, it's really cool. We made actually, we attach a kind of sound system that makes it feel sound like an actual fuel engine. So it's a real experience. So that's when you're on the top deck and you have these breathtaking views and you can take pictures or family can take pictures. And there's even on some of them, let's say you are in a car racing with some of the passengers and I am the family member watching you. I have a kind of button I can press at any time to give you a speed. So it's, you don't expect it. It's so much fun, so much fun. So we have, of course, what we call exhilarating activities. So this is for the speed, for the most active one, the funniest one in my opinion. So aquapark, racetrack, I just came here. We have laser tag here. It's like actually the actual paintball, but without the mess of the paint. We have Galaxy Pavilion, so this is where you have arcade games as well. Sport complex, like you have the rope here, the rope course, and fitness centers. So all of them, like fitness center, rope course, are free. Some can go at an extra charge, like the go-kart or the laser tag or the Galaxy Pavilion. So just double check, but the fee is pretty small. As well, we have relaxed activities. So, yeah, is definitely what we call at Norwegian relaxing activities. So we have indoor bars, but as well outdoors. Because believe me, when you're on a cruise, you want to see water and you want to enjoy the view. And you have restaurants, you have seats, you have sofas, really comfy all day long. Even at night, you can just relax with a book and your drink, happy hour, or even have your dinner here. I did it. I was on a conference. The first time, actually, the story I've been on Norwegian was on the Norwegian Bliss. I was attending a conference as a supplier, but for another travel company at the time. And in the afternoon, I had some moments for me. I sit down because we have the Wi-Fi on board, so I sit down with my laptop, checking my emails on the sofas. I was in Caribbeans, and believe me, I just looked up at the sea and I saw dolphins. That was the best business office I ever had in my life. So this is what you can get on board. We have as well spa. So we have something called the thermal suite, and you can have passes you can purchase as well. Casino, of course, all donation centers, joke about it at Norwegian, and you have as well possibility of doing shopping. We all love shoppings. We have some areas as well dedicated for adults only on some of our ships. So that's important when you would have your own swimming pool area in particular, or you have parties at night as well. Now for kids, I know kids is very important. We love our kids, but we love when sometimes we can leave them a little bit behind to enjoy free time during vacation. So we have teams of professionals. They can actually look after your kids. So we have three different programs depending of the age of your kids. So we have 6 months to under 3 years old. So here parental supervision is asked. But from 3 years to 17, we have the team. You can actually leave the kids during the day. Even on some of our ships, we do like nights, movie nights for the kids later, up to 1 o'clock in the night. So that enables you to have your romantic dinner or your show, just the two of you if you are parents, or maybe with some friends. You can enjoy the bar, and the kids are well taken care of. And remember, kids, they are very social, more than adults, and they love to make new friends during their vacation. So that's a great way as well to meet up very fast with some of the passengers of the same age. And then maybe you won't see them at all for your week.
My daughter still talks about her time at the kids at the team club. She just adored it and made such lifelong friends. She loves it.
That's wonderful, and they can make new best friends for life, right? From other countries. This is really fun. We have as well entertainment at night. In particular, we have shows, and we have what we call Broadway shows, Broadway productions. So Jersey Boys, Footloose, Kinky Boots, my favorite ever, the Norwegian Encore. So those shows go for free when usually when you go to the theater in town, you would pay like easily $100, $200 per ticket. Here they would be included. We have as well some of the productions. So this is our Norwegian productions. So where you would have like musicals, you will have magic shows, you will have music shows, live musics, comedy clubs. So you can be sure every single night won't look the same. We have clubs, dancings, theme parties, of course, every single night. You can have 80s. Yes, we do have some for singles, if that's what you want to go for. We have lots of different options, lots of fun. That's why we want to bring you.
Yes, absolutely.
As well, we have different types of accommodation. So that's important. So basically, if you never cruised ever, just know that the staterooms, the cabins are pretty much all the same depending of the cruise lines. So you would need to consider how comfortable you might be. So the first one that you would not typically find in some hotels, even though I've seen some, it would be an inside. So this is usually the most affordable room, an inside room just like this one. So you have a great space, but there's no window. There's no view on the outside at all. This is great if you are on the budget. This is a great opportunity. And or if you don't plan to stay in your cabin except for showering and sleeping, right? We have some guests, they spend their whole days and sometimes big part of the night just outside. So if that's your plan, that's the perfect option for you. We have as well, after that, you have ocean. Yes, Kathleen?
A little tip for the inside room, bring a nightlight. It is dark as anything during the night, and I've stubbed my toe a few times. So bring a nightlight so you can find the washroom in the middle of the night.
That's a very good point. Then we have as well ocean view. So this is, I would compare it to any other hotel room, right? Except that you would have ocean view no matter what. There's no really garden or city view with us. This is ocean view, but that would be the most typical hotel room, you know. But my favorite is that one. That's the balcony room. So not only you have the view, but you have your own private space, and that is priceless. To be honest, that's the most looked room on our ship. We have, like, depending on the ship, but it's roughly 70% of what we have in terms of cabins. Years and years back, it was completely different. People would go for the cheapest no matter what and would go for inside. Now they understand that actually your experience completely different when you have a balcony. You can just wake up in the morning, you can have your breakfast delivered to your room that's what you want to go for, and just enjoy your me time in the quiet of your room on your balcony. And I once you go for that once, you would never go back to inside an ocean view.
Right.
Then you have as well, of course, you have like suites, and you have something called the Haven. I'm going to speak about it. Just know as well that on 7 of our ships, we have something called the studio. So we thought about our solo travelers. We know it's happening more and more than actually our guests. They are no longer traveling with somebody else. There's plenty of reasons for that. First, because now not everybody's in couple anymore or traveling couples, right? Divorce happens, that's fine. Why should you stop enjoying your vacation? No, of course not. So here you can go here. There's as well a party of friends traveling together, but you want your own privacy. Or you could have, for example, kids, but maybe older kids, like teenagers, 16, 18, 20. Maybe they have little brother and sisters, 10 years old, the parents. You don't want to be in the middle of them in the family room. So you want to have your own privacy. So here, this is something called a studio. So this is an area. Those rooms would be in an area. They are all inside, but as you can see here, you would have, for example, a virtual window. So this is a screen connected to an actual camera on the outside. So this is pretty fun. But those are inside in a designated area with key-card access only. So for example, on the 4,000 passenger ships, the average number of cabin in those areas would be about 60, 70, sometimes more or less. And so there's only solo travelers in that area. And you would get as well a private lounge just for solo travelers. And that's amazing. So you have food and drinks available all day in that area.
So you can mix and mingle with other solo travelers. Yeah.
Yeah, you can meet, exactly. That's the purpose. You can meet with other travelers. Don't mistaken me. It's not Tinder at sea, right? Nothing to do with it. It's just, and we have all kind of ages. We have like from 20 to 70 years old, because those guests, they want to travel and they are absolutely comfortable to be on their own. And sometimes they want to meet some other passengers. Sometimes they don't. They just want to enjoy their cruise.
But they
So
have
the lounge is amazing if you want to meet up with some other people. Like we have a board, just like, a kind of Facebook wall, but in the real life where you can drop message. But I could say, for example, or Kathleen, you could have booked an excursion for tomorrow and just say, my name is Kathleen. I booked an excursion to, I don't know, Aruba tomorrow for the snorkeling at 1:30. If you have booked the same, or maybe you would like to book the same, join me here at 1 so we can meet up and enjoy the afternoon together.
Right.
So that's a great way to actually socialize as well. So don't be scared to go on the cruise on your own. So a few overview as well of our suites and penthouse. So those can accommodate to 2 to 8 guests, when the previous rooms were more likely to accommodate 2 to 5. 5 room for 5 guests. I have to say there's not so many of them. So hurry up if you have a big family. It's not always easy. It's not only it's not necessarily a matter of square feet. It's a matter of what we call capacity control. We are on the cruise ships. This is one of the most secure place in the world, and we have a limit of numbers of passengers, right? So it's not because a room is big enough to have 5 people that we allow it, because we just want to control the kind of passengers on board, right? So here the suites and penthouses, they enables you to accommodate more people. And actually when you are a party of friends or a family, in the end of the day, those options may not be that much more expensive per person. Because basically the more you are, the more you can split the cost. And in the end of the day, you would have way much more space, and maybe for a minimal extra fee. I'm going to talk about something, my favorite part on the ships. It's called the Haven. So now I've talked about all the other cabin types, but we have this concept called the Haven, when it's going to be like a ship within the ship. So you can locate here. Typically, this is indeed on the top of our ships. This is once again a very, very enclosed part, exclusive part to our Haven guests. This is the top luxury at sea. Ideal for honeymoons in particular, or if you're just used to luxury when you travel. The truth is that today, Norwegian is considered as what we call a contemporary cruise
Mhm.
line. So, in a few words, this is the big ship,
Yeah.
right? When you have the very first prices for families, for everyone. However, there's another kind of cruise lines called luxury, so where you can expect the top of the top for food, for service, butler, concierge, but those ships tends to be way smaller, so you would not get the same opportunity to get the same range of activities, theater, casino, etc. So this is the way for you to not have to choose. Not
Okay.
do I
Yeah.
want the top luxury, or do I want to actually have much more activities? Because thanks to that, you will have it. It's like, as I said, a ship within the ship.
Hmm.
Have luxurious, complex, the 24 hours dedicated butler. Everything is with a private key card. You would have as well exclusive spaces. So for example, here you can see the indoor patio, but actually, and swimming pool. But here you can see the ceiling. You can open it, especially when the weather enables it. It's just amazing. You have as well this courtyard with valet and special menus. You have your own restaurants. uh, you have as well your own yeah, you have your own terrace as well if you want to enjoy delicious dinner, delicious meal outdoor. It's just amazing. You have your own lounge as well with your own bars. And I was talking about the observation lounge at the very beginning for Alaska. So this is actually a picture that can give you an idea. So there's the one, there's the big one. Actually, this is just, imagine this picture, imagine actually one floor up. You would get the observation lounge for all the other passengers. But here, this is your exclusive access with your own observation lounge. So this is just amazing. And my favorite thing is on the day of embarkation, you have actually priority embarkation, disembarkation, your own lane in the check-in for the check-in, and as well elevator.
Yeah. Awesome.
Alrighty. So this is available 11 of our ships. So if you are interested, of course, ask Kathleen. Then finally, just talking about what we do. First, this is our fleet. What we do on the top, out of the box, compared to some other cruise lines. So we have the youngest fleet at sea. So actually, most of our ships are extremely recent. The oldest was 1999, which is the Sky, but it has been completely refurbished in 2019, like pretty much all are the other ships we have. We refurbish them maximum every 5 years, if not shorter. If we don't build them straight away, completely new. That was the case, for example, in the recent years of the Joy, built in 2017, refurbished 2019 completely. Built 2018, the Bliss, anchor in 2019, and our next ships are awaited from 2022. Well,
Hmm.
and that's important. We want to basically do what we call sail and sustain. Sustaining is a great thing, but Norwegian, we really invest a lot in preserving the environment. So that goes with water conservation and management, waste mitigations, recycling, fuel and energy efficiency. Something we've done, for example, this year, and we are extremely proud of it. Norwegian became in January the first of the cruise lines to become completely plastic bottle free. Yes, you're not. We partner with just water. So those are basically plant-based box for the water, so no plastic bottles anymore. So that's an economy of 6 million plastic bottles a year. Yes, 6 million. So now we have actually some promos. So those promos they can get, they can renew all the time. So for the moment, for example, we have some free reduced air from Canada, from three main airports, which could be, for example, Montreal, Vancouver, and Toronto. So for example, from Vancouver to Honolulu, it's free. Yes, completely free. Going to Miami from Toronto or Montreal, it's free. not even a single dollar of taxes. So those are available on some on the selected list of itineraries. Going to Honolulu from Toronto, $399 return for passengers 1 and 2. $499 to Athens, Amsterdam, Rome, etc. So this is on selected dates. So just ask Kathleen if you would like to get more information about it.
Which is fabulous. Yeah.
Now, Kathleen, we wanted to say, you know what? It's fantastic. We have a lot of itineraries, we know, but sometimes it's a little bit difficult to picture it. So we say, why not having Kathleen choose and pick one of her favorite itinerary and speak about it? So
Mhm.
Kathleen, can you let me know about why you chose this itinerary in particular?
I chose this one because I really love San Juan. I love starting a cruise from San Juan. And you're already further south, so you don't have to travel as long on the ship. And when you get to San Juan, arrive a day early and tour the fort. It's fabulous. I like old historical things, and that fort is just really neat to look at. And then in St. Kitts, my husband has been on that one, and he did this massive hike there. He did it with, I believe it was Rogers Eco Tours, and he actually hiked through a non-active volcano and went into that part, and it was just a once in a lifetime thing. He just loved it so much, and he's Mr. Fitness, so it worked out perfect for him. I stayed on the ship and had a massage, but he's really
I
good.
think I would have loved that.
Yes. And then in Aruba and Curacao, they have so many neat things there, and it's super far south. You're out of the hurricane belt as well, so you don't need to worry about time of year that you're going, and that's a really neat plus for that. And actually, one of my clients sent me a picture when she was in Aruba, and her husband was taking a picture of her on the waterfront, and a flamingo photobombed it. So right close to the camera was a flamingo, and it's just something you're not going to get everywhere, and it was a really neat thing to see. So that was why I picked that one, and I thought that's a really neat itinerary. You can go any time of year. You don't have to worry about when you're traveling, and you're already super far south.
That's excellent. So you see, this is why you can't book your next cruise without a travel advisor, because she does have the experience, just like the tip about, hey, this is outside of the hurricane belt. That's something actually that is very reassuring for me when I go. And indeed, you would need actually to get those tips, those information from your travel partners. And I love personally this itinerary because if you've been to Caribbeans already, and maybe you've seen the regular standard islands, I would say. Here, actually, you can see this itinerary. Let's take Sunday. So this is great. You can travel at weekend and save actually on days off. You have on the 8 days, 1 day only at sea. Every other day is a new destination. So you can come back home and start bragging on your Facebook that you've done what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different destinations in 1 week. 6. And I love those actually because that's the great Southern Caribbeans, where those destinations are not the most common. You think about them, but you're like going, for example, just for a hotel stay, you're not really sure. Here you go Aruba, Curacao, if you like the blue cocktail, that's for you. Bonaire, St. Lucia, oh, very Italian one. St. Kitts and San Juan, indeed. This is an amazing itinerary, a very good alternative to the classic other Western or Eastern Caribbean's itinerary. I love that. That's a great pick, Kathleen.
Mhm.
Now, I want to talk very briefly about what we know that comfort and safety question at the moment is something that you can really wonder about, and I totally understand. So this is why Norwegian, we have decided actually to go step beyond. So this is where we are now, but things, I'm sure it's going to get improving with time, just to ensure that your safety, which has always been, no matter what, the top priority since the beginning, the last 50 years, we have seen that's today more than ever, actually the most true thing. So a few things we're going to do when we are back at sea, because now it's June the 2nd and we are not yet back at sea, but let's cross fingers, going to happen very soon. So basically we're going to implement for example, all new air filtrations, so just to ensure that we have the relevant filters, so to ensure that, for example, the COVID particles would be caught actually before they enter any common areas on the ship. So this is like hospital grade filters we're going to use. We're going to have enhanced screening protocols prior to embarkation, upon returning from excursions, prior meals in dining venues, prior activities, and prior to disembarkation as well. We're going to have increased sanitation measures. So you're going to get, maybe you heard about washy-washy jokes around social media before, before actually we had the COVID in our lives. You are required to wash your hand as often as you could. We actually would wash on your hand some disinfectant. So we're going to do that more and more, of course. We will extend as well the ship to shore safety. So we will work closely with the ports of calls to ensure that actually all those new measures are done. Responsible social distancing is going to be enhanced on board, so we're going to work on that as well. So basically, for example, by reducing capacity in all public areas. And we're going to get on board more medical resources. We're going to have, for example, somebody, so this is a new position we have created where somebody would be on board dedicated to ensure that all those health and safety measures are respected. That's going to be their job, literally. It won't be a nurse, it won't be a security guard, it will be somebody who is responsible, an officer, to ensure that all those measures are respected. And there's plenty much more things. I can't wait myself to go back on my ship, to be honest. I think in the end of the day, cruise ships will be probably the safest place to go on vacation. It's going to be so much more controlled.
Well,
In the meantime, yes?
Yeah, that's great.
This is great, but I'm so proud of that. What we do in the meantime, remember, we have what we call the peace of mind policy. So we have added more flexibility to our bookings. So the idea is for you to book risk-free. So for all cruises, basically, that you're going to book until the end of November and departure, sorry. For all the cruises you book with departures up to November the 30th, you will be able to cancel up to 48 hours before departure. Regular cancellation policies, right? When we had before the life without COVID-19, the final payment is required on the average 120 days before sailing for a standard room, for example. So it means that after these 120 days, if you would cancel, you would have cancellation fees like any other cruise lines, like any other travel companies. But depending on the reasons, your insurance may cover it, might not. So here we leave you until 48 hours prior to cancel. If that would be the case, and even if you don't have an insurance that is covering, you would get a full refund under the form of a future cruise credit valid until the end of December 2022. So more than 2 years and a half to actually sail again. So time, of course, to replan, and hopefully 2 years and a half, it's going to be behind us for a big while, right? So at least we know, even if you don't have the insurance, you will not be at loss. So peace of mind, right? And if you are outside of the final payment period, as usual, that's the standard cancellation policy that applies. So even if you just have the full deposit in file, it's going to be entirely refunded if you cancel before this final payment. So think about it. If you have today, you can't go. I agree. Today you can't go, but you can certainly plan. If there's, remember, maybe in the future, we're going to take measures. I'm saying, like, you don't know, maybe it's going to be like reduced capacities. We don't know where we are. So what's going to be happening is that people are planning now, and there's going to be a rush on vacation bookings as soon as it's open, believe me. So you'd rather be in a position where you have secured an amazing deal and the cabin on the itinerary you really want, and then go and cancel later if you still have concerns in due times. Rather be on the position where you want to go, but nothing is available anymore, or maybe not at the price you were willing to pay for. Don't you agree, Kathleen?
Absolutely. Yeah, lock in. Yep. Yes, I'm a definite planner. I like to book as soon as it opens up, and then I know that I'm going. I know I've got the room of my choice. I always like midship because it's a little bit more stable in that way in terms of people who might get motion sickness. And I like to be on a higher deck. And I always book very, very early to make sure I have that.
Oh, I don't go in something else than balcony. So I totally see you.
Yeah, absolutely, yes. Midship, balcony, and high up. It's just, I'm very particular in that way. So I always make sure that I book as early as I can.
Alrighty, now, what if your clients want even more, Kathleen? So what would you like to do in addition for your clients if they had to book before June the 30th?
Well, they're going to get some free perks if they book before June 30th. So they're going to get a free complimentary bottle of wine and chocolate-covered strawberries on the day that you get onto your ship.
Who doesn't like wine and strawberries and chocolate?
And you go so that's a really nice perk to get, just to make sure that you're locked in nice and early. You get the cabin of your choice, and you get great perks, and you lock in on a lower price than if it's really close to departure.
That's correct. So thank you for doing that for your clients. This is amazing. So if you would like to go and have more information, even maybe with Kathleen, you can contact her. So this is her email address, phone number, and Facebook page. She's wonderful. She would be very helpful. Remember, it's like today more than ever, you need a travel advisor, right? It will not cost you a single dime, actually. And maybe you're going to have like the bowl of wine and chocolate covered strawberries. She would get actually some extra perks that you won't get other ways. So please feel free to reach out to her. If it's not for now, maybe it's going to be for later. We'll find. If there's some extra questions, she can come back to me and ensure that she has the answers for you in a very fashionable time.
And proper answer. So it's not just a guess, it's a definite, this is the right answer. It's
absolutely,
absolutely. Working with us is we make sure we're giving you factual information and timely. We get it to you as quick as we can, and we get you the right answer. And if we don't know the answer, we're going to find it for you.
Absolutely.
So, absolutely. Yeah.
All right. So thank you everyone for watching this video. We hope actually that you have found out more, not only about Norwegian, but about Plenty of Sunshine Travel. Kathleen, thank you very much for inviting me to join you today. And maybe you have some last words for your viewers.
Oh, pretty much. I think we covered every last thing. Just make sure that you book before June 30th. And we're going to be coming out with some neat ideas and different itineraries that we're going to be talking about at a later date as well. And if you have any questions, just reply to this video and just on the bottom, and we'll get you your answers that you need. And thank you for your time, Cindy. I appreciate you putting it all together for us.
You're welcome. Thank you, everyone. See you very soon on our ships.
Okay, bye-bye. Hey everybody, thank you so much for watching this week's show with Norwegian Cruise Line. Next week, we're going to be meeting with Viking. We're going to be talking with Kim from Viking Cruises. And one thing you may not realize about Viking is Viking has ocean-going vessels as well as river cruises. So make sure you tune in so you can learn a lot more about them. Remember to like and subscribe so that you can get more content right away. Thank you so much. Bye.